Welcome once again to my channel, Fox Business. My name is Fosu Godwin, a marketing professional and a marketing trainer. In today's video, we're going to look at how to pre-launch and launch a new product on social media, or how to launch a new product on social media. First of all, we're going to look at planning and choosing social media platforms. First of all, we need to look at planning and choosing the right social media platform that reaches out to your target audience and geographic segments. It is important to understand that all the social media platforms, in one way or the other, are free. So why don't you take advantage of free media and use that to launch your product? What you can do is that you can select or research about 3 of them where your target audience are predominant, and then those ones you can do paid ad there, right? But for the free or the organic, I will advise that you choose almost every platform that is available to you. But it is important to also look at the segment, especially where you're going to sell your product. Especially if you are doing paid, then you need to ensure that you choose a particular geographic area to launch your product or services on social media. It is important to also understand that you need to keep your objectives intact. So are you creating awareness, building community, and getting pre-sales, likes, comment, shares, etc., and all those engagements? So it is important to choose a particular platform. Make use of all the platforms. They are free. And then if you want to do paid, it is better to choose or research and choose 3 or 2 of these platforms where the majority of your segments or your target audience are. Now the next thing to do is to plan your content. What type of content are you going to do for this launch? It is important to understand the fact that doing both video and graphics will be very important and very beneficial. You can also add live sessions as well. And of course, the launch date is going to be live, of course, on social media. But the pre-launch, you can also do live sessions as well. You can also do webinar to prepare for the launch. It is important to understand that quality is key. As we all say, content is king, quality is also key. So ensure that the quality of your video is up to standards. Ensuring that sound, video does not flicker, video does not shake. Ensure if you are doing posters to or banners to post, clear graphics, combination of color, clear photos, and so on and so forth. Ensure you add the call to actions. Have an engaging story to tell. What product values does your product or your service have? What are the benefits? What's the story behind the product or service? Create content. You can even create content about the team behind the products or the brand. It could be a short video and then post it on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube, etc. You can also use stories and reels as well to also communicate the team behind the product, behind the scenes, how the product was discovered, etc. But be careful not to put out the secrets. It is also important to not to make too long videos, especially for Facebook, Instagram, etc. But you can make at least about a 10 minutes video on YouTube as well. You can also take advantage of YouTube Shorts as well, create content on YouTube Shorts as well, right? And also on TikTok. Now TikTok has increased or has added longer videos, so you can also do a mixture of longer and shorter videos for TikTok as well. Create hashtags for the product launch. It is important to create a hashtag for the product launch. So for example, you can create a hashtag. For example, your product is called Mimi, hashtag Mimi, or hashtag Chew Me, or hashtag the best chewing gum. Let's say you are introducing a new chewing gum. Hashtag the best chewing gum, right? Make sure your hashtags are unique and does not exist. No one has actually developed that hashtag. Let the hashtag accentuate the product value or the brand. Creating a hashtag also helps in what we call user-generated content. It will enable you to be able to retrieve people who have shared stories about your product, right? It can also help you to also retrieve entries into your sales promotions, because definitely when you run a sales promotion, it is a good idea to also add the hashtag to your sales promotion. To also help you in your social listening. As and when you use a hashtag, you will be able to reach out to content that has been posted concerning your brand. Promote the hashtag in all of your content and copy. Ensure that you plan your content and schedule this. If you don't have time and you have the resources, it will be better to use a scheduling tool to plan your pre-launch content. And ensure that you produce quality content. The next thing I'm going to talk about is to create a buzz about your product or service. Buzz marketing is very effective on social media. You have seen brands that have gone viral through buzz marketing. One of the things you can do is to do a countdown post across all the social media platforms. Right, so it is important to ensure that you count down. So you can start from maybe at least a month, but I would advise 2 months ahead of the launch date. But if you don't mind, a month ahead, it's also not bad. And you can do paid ads on selected platforms where majority of your target audience, like I said, it is not all people, all the audience, or the community members within the community that you build will be able to or are paying customers. Not all people within your community are paying customers. So you should ensure that you do your research very well to find out where you can get the paid customers, so that on those platforms you can do the paid ad and then do the organic for all the other platforms. It is free. Why don't you take advantage of it? So you can do paid at least on 2 or 3 of the platforms, and then on the free ones you take advantage of that. It is free, so take advantage of that. When we were doing marketing in the 90s, the type of digital marketing that we heard of was interactive television, which was paid. Now we have free platforms for you to take advantage of. Make use of groups on social media and so on and so forth. Now what you have to do is to break down your countdown into, for example, months, weeks, and days. So for example, 1.5 months more, 3 weeks more, 7 days more to the launch, 1 day more to the launch. Also use persuasive words in your countdown. It is important to use persuasive words in your countdown. So for example, 3 days more to experience the world's #1 chewing gum. A week more to experience the most exciting product on earth. 5 days more to experience the first class or the #1 service in hotel business. Right, so use persuasive words in your countdown. You can also use as well sales promotions, discounts for the pre-launch orders. So for example, you can use time-bound call to actions. So 3 days more, follow us and share our post using our hashtag, or take a screenshot of our IG or Facebook story and send it to us to enter a raffle draw to get a discount or to get a gift, right? Or share our pre-launch post, right, and screenshot and send it to a particular WhatsApp number, and then enter a raffle draw to win fantastic prize or gifts. You can also do sneak peeks to show how your product performs through, for example, Instagram Reels and Stories, Facebook Stories, etc. at least once every day. Be consistent and post the pre-launch message consistently on a daily basis to ensure that you become consistent, and then you also get your message to the right audience. Ensure you communicate the launch date consistently and keep to your launch date, the venue, the time. And of course, it's an online social media launch, so share the event link ahead of time enable notifications for the event, and so on and so forth. If you cannot do this, you can let someone who is much social media savvy do this for you. However, if you believe in influencer marketing too, you can collaborate with influencers within your product or service range, or within your product or service category. But it's important to do a proper research. As in marketing, we believe that influencer marketing is, or more or less, like a celebrity endorsement, etc. And there's something we call a double-edged sword in marketing. So you have to be mindful of the double-edged sword when choosing influencers in your social media product launch initiative. So you need to look at their audience and niche. Is it related to your product? Right? If the person or the influencer is not related to your product, or maybe to the demographics of your product. If you are promoting, or if you want to launch a product for the youth, and supposedly you use an influencer who is within the seniors range, that does not appeal to the youth, you might not get the very best of results. So it is important to, as a matter of fact, research and get to know. But if you are doing mass marketing, then you can select reputable, any of these reputable influencers and use. Right. Also look at their impressions and engagement rate. If engagement bothers you a lot, that means likes, comments, etc. Then you also need to look at that. To look at their impression. Of course, impression is also very important because of the reach of your message. And then reputation. The issue of reputation also brings it back to the issue of the double-edged sword. So it is important to do this. You can send some of your products to them to use and share on their social media profiles and make a buzz about it that the best is about to happen. And then you can also share that on, cross-share that on your platforms. Now let's look at on the launch day. Since it's an online live event, make sure that all streaming resources are available, internet, etc., and ensure that you stream across all the platforms so that you'll be able to reach out to a large number of people. Ensure that all resources and logistics are handy. You have a stable internet connection and probably a standby network. Ensure you stick to your time, because timing is important. Don't spend too much time, as some people might not stay on the net for that long, at least 1 hour or between 1 and 2 hours, but I recommend 1 hour, snappy, depending on the type of product. But I think 1 hour will do. Even 2 hours is too long. 1 hour will do. And even 30 minutes. I've seen some brands who do it snappy within 30 minutes. But this will also depend on the audience. There are times that you can have a large number of audience who will be engaging and interacting with you. So you need to extend the time. That's why I said 2 hours. So that you need to extend the time so that they can also engage with you. So this will depend on the patronage. The duration will also depend on the patronage. Ensure your venue is well branded with your brand identity, your brand dress, and all your brand assets. Give out gifts you promise in your pre-launch promotions. Announce the winners of this raffle draws, etc. And then ensure that all live chats are replied instantly. Have people to handle them and ensure that they reply to these chats. Share every moment of the launch and ensure that you do not distract the launch. Put every measure in place. If the launch does not require noise to be around, make sure that you do a launch in a noiseless environment and ensure that streaming is stable and the audience enjoy it. Lastly, I will say that it is important to track your performance. This will let you know how your pre-launch and your launch of your new product went. So ensure you check how many people you reach, shares, comments, pre-launch sales, that's very important, engagement mentions, and this will give you a picture of your performance. And look out for which of the platforms gave you the very best of engagement and the very best of your target audience. And with this, you'll be able to know which platforms to focus more attention and resources. Thank you very much, and watch out for my next video. If you have not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and subscribe.